live fake lives, and like even though it might seem real because you see it in the news, it might be a fake. I don't think so. I think someone was actually shot for his iPod and killed back then, and that they spent some time looking for whoever did it. At least there's a whole court system that seems to think it's real. So anyway, I wanted to bring that up because another part too is the same person, Meg, would continue her antics, and it's weird because they deflect blame. So like if you were to say, like, after I was made to believe I'd be murdered in my apartment, I wanted to say hello to them. Like I kept looking for someone to sort of say, are you okay? Is everything okay? And she made it seem like I was crazy. It was some weird like lesbian drama. I'm like, this is crazy. She tried to make me look crazy when really what they do, they're actually mentally ill. And they try to drive other people crazy. Steph knew better. She's like, just give me a call later. I'm like, what is this, Meg TV'd out? Does she think she's gonna try out for the L word? But what Meg would do later, like a year and a half later, because they still lived in the city and until like 2013-ish, somewhere in 2013 I think is when they moved, and I was trapped in dog walking. It wasn't supposed to be a permanent thing. It was a temporary thing because I thought I was going to move to the Pacific Northwest. I didn't have much luck here with employers in Philadelphia. It's a strange city. There's a lot of problems here, so we'll just leave it at that. Oh look, is anyone playing horse? So anyway, I would walk out of one of my clients' homes, whose dog I walked, a little puggle, and this is over by the Kimmel Center on 15th Street, like right around 15th and Spruce. It's really the 1400 block. It's between Broad, which is 14th Street, and 15th Street. So I would walk out, and the whole time I was still in PTSD mode. I was being kept busy and on a treadmill, race around, keep walking these. It was blizzardy, you know. Oh, 2011 was more blizzards, 2013 wasn't. But anyway, I was kind of trapped, and I just kept going and going and going and going and going. It was like, Jane, stop this crazy thing. And as I walked down the street in a westerly manner, I passed like what would be kind of like behind the Kimmel Center, and this Prius, which is Meg's, she used to have a Toyota Prius, she probably doesn't any longer after all these years, peeled away to be noticed with Oregon plates. And she had Pennsylvania plates before. And I know this because I saw their cars, you know, they were always parked in front of the house that they rented on Dorrance. Anyway, I mean, my heart sunk. I was really hurt by these people, and I have no idea why they did this. And it's bizarre behavior. They are extremely mentally ill people. I believe I was set up by a strange group that either fakes their way through life, or God forbid, they're part of the actual police state, fascist society, corrupt system. So it's taken me a lot of years. Like, I had to hurry. After that night in 2011 when I was made to believe I'd be murdered, I had to hurry up and in my mind, like, switch gears and like handle everything, and not, I had to accept that a whole bunch of people who I thought were kind of friends and people who did things, you know, together, or people I would meet up with for dinner, might be not so great. And it's like, can you imagine losing a whole bunch of people who you thought you were like friends with, and you were kind of happy that you achieved this. You're like, I can't believe I finally found my peeps, you know. I say peeps on purpose, because what does peep mean? Philly. Peeping Toms, people who pry into your life, people who know your business and they shouldn't, people who abuse their power. They might have special capabilities passed down by the Patriot Act that most people would not believe could happen. What if someone could hear your brain without a phone? You know what, I'm gonna call up my friend Jen in Seattle. Hey Jen, you out there? Great, thanks for the wave, I can see you too. It's not imagination, it's actual communication. So if these people, they could be fed by people who actually can communicate a certain way and distribute information. So someone could potentially know all of my private business without bugging my apartment, and then distribute those words and information to people like Meg and Steph, or Steph and Meg. Steph is the dominant one. Meg would hate that, but it's a fact. So that information could be distributed, and then they would play with those words, or they're totally puppeted. How can you tell the difference? So I want to come on here today to say that I believed 1,010% that I was going to be murdered that evening. There are a lot of peeps and perps who I consider at this point pedophiles because they're basically in the same group. They are sexual offenders, they are rapists. And I can't believe these people were willing to do this. And then to be harassed relentlessly in ways that people don't even understand. We are talking, this is on the minimal side, to have someone peel away with organ plates while you're left behind, struggling, you know, trapped in dog walking, having no idea what to do, frantic every day, PTSD'd out the ass. You're like, I was gonna go to the Pacific Northwest and hopefully get a job, like maybe at, you know, Washington State University or something soon, University of Washington. Maybe pursue an MFA, Master of Fine Arts, and creative nonfiction writing out there, and make them pay for it through reimbursement tuition program. I was gonna run in a half marathon called Run Like Hell, which is held in Portland, Oregon every year. I was already looking into it. I had it all planned out because I had been running with a running group called the Front Runners. And all of that cut. My life changed on a dime overnight. I believed I'd be murdered. It was bad. It was really bad. I don't call my mom and beg her to come up to take care of me. You know, I'm a very independent person, and I wouldn't want to put my mom through that. But after 3 days of being chased around this city in what would appear to be a science fiction like movie of some sick, sadistic, fucked up person's making, I basically almost I begged my mom to come up here. And I put it on a credit card, and we'll leave it at that. But she had to drag herself, you know, find people to take her to the airport because my aunt didn't happen to be doing something else, or she wasn't around that day. So it was kind of a hassle. Because she couldn't leave her car at the airport, she wouldn't do that. But anyway, a lot of people have a lot of explaining to do. Look, it's John Kennedy Dealerships Ford white van, CVT 3810. What I experienced is so bizarre that I can read every license plate for the next 10 days non-stop. Oh, look, a garage door is going down over there in O.J. Simpson's house. At least that's what they look like. Okay, have a great day.